I'm glad to present the Honorable Ambassador of Egypt. Since you know your bio, I'll talk in Hebrew. השגריר הגיע לישראל בינואר 2016. קודם לכן הוא כיהן בשורה ארוכה של תפקידים דיפלומטיים, ביניהם עוזר שר החוץ המצרי ונציג מצרים לליגה הערבית, שגריר בצ'ילה, שגריר בסוריה, הוזכר קודם, חתיכת מעבר אלינו, וגם היה בשגרירויות בהולנד, בדמשק ובמקומות נוספים. אני חושבת שזאת הזדמנות יוצאת מן הכלל, היה גם בוושינגטון, כפי שנאמר, אבל אני לא רוצה להלאות בכל הדברים. אני חושבת שזאת הזדמנות יוצאת מן הכלל למכון למחקרי ביטחון לאומי, לארח את השגריר. Please, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Major General retired Amos Yalden, Director of the Institute for the National Security Studies. Former Minister Moshe Yalon, Professor Shimon Shamir, Major General Amos Galad, but unfortunately he left, Ambassador David Govrin, Major General Amos Yalden again, of course, and all friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon or good evening. I think it's good evening now. You wrote good afternoon. I didn't expect it. It gives me great pleasure to talk to you today at this distinguished conference dedicated to celebrate the 40th anniversary of late President Saadat's historic visit to Jerusalem, including a discussion of the newly published book by Professor Shimon Shamir on the story of the Israeli Academy Center in Cairo. As we celebrate this year the 40th anniversary of late President Anwar Sadat's peace initiative and his historic visit to Jerusalem, it is needless to say that this initiative has not only paved the way to our almost 4-decade-old bilateral peace, but also initiated the entire peace process to solve the Arab-Israeli conflict. At the same time, it is also an important opportunity to learn from the past, reflect on the present, and think about the future with all understanding and responsibility that I am sure you share on Egyptian-Israeli relations as well as overall regional situation. Let me talk first about the present. Our peace is stable. Both Egypt and Israel are committed to the peace that has proven its resilience. In words and deed alike, in the face of the so many challenges throughout. Channels of communication between both sides are open in a constructive dialogue to achieve our mutual goals in reaching stability and prosperity in the region and defeating terrorism. And we are looking forward to improving our economic and trade relations by upgrading the trilateral qualified industrial zones agreement with the United States. Mr. Garibar, I'm sorry, I didn't mention your name. I just remember it with the quiz. The peace dividend is established and the potential is there, but the past has also taught us some lessons. The essential lesson we can draw from the past is that where there is a will, there is a way. And at a time when we see that the administration of President Donald Trump is willing to engage assertively with the parties with a view to reach peace, Egypt is ready to continue its role, helping both Israelis and Palestinian parties to reach the necessary compromise. And here, where we ought to think about the future. And it is also here where we need to look anew on the historic speech President Saadat gave before the Knesset 40 years ago, which I believe it's still valid and resonate to the present. In this speech, President Saadat said, I quote, "I have chosen to give this great impetus to all international efforts exerted for peace. I have chosen to present to you and in your own home the realities devoid of any schemes or whims, not to maneuver or to win round, but for us to win together. The most dangerous of rounds and battles in modern history, the battle of permanent peace based on justice," end quote. In a sense, Sadat's vision was focused on a just and comprehensive peace, according to which Israel lives within its borders, side by side with the Arab neighbors, in peace and security. We recall the legacy of the leaders who have reached this historic peace by recognizing the available opportunity and acting accordingly in making the hard decisions for peace in the benefit of future generations, even against political odds. In this context, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi stated that we have a true and real opportunity to write a bright chapter in the history of our region to move towards peace, and added that the Egyptian experience is wonderful and unique and can be repeated by solving the problem of the Palestinians and establishing their own state that lives in peace side by side with Israel, a solution that responds to the Palestinian legitimate rights as much as it preserves Israel's security. Following that was the working visit of Egyptian Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri to Ramallah and then to Israel, and his meetings with both leaders. The two-state solution is the only possible way forward if one really wants to reach peace. True, it would be up to both parties to reach their final agreement through direct negotiations, but we also have to recognize that the role of the international community, especially the United States, is indispensable in helping the parties reach this agreement and support them to implement it. A viable Palestinian state cannot be under the continued expansion of the settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem. These settlements erode the land of the Palestinian future state, undermine hope for the future, and threaten Israel's long-term security, as the absence of hope increases tension and could lead to violence and benefit extremists in both sides. The Arab Peace Initiative offers a comprehensive approach to resolve the conflict and full normalization of relations between the Arab states and Israel, so that they can tap into the vast resources of cooperation and take full advantage of that for the betterment of the peoples of the region. We look forward to continuing to work with our partners, especially the United States, under the leadership of President Trump, for policies that would reinitiate the peace process, which upon reaching its final destination would undoubtedly have a positive impact on the world's stability and prosperity. Finally, let me say that 40 years ago, very few people could have imagined that Egypt's peace initiative would bear fruit, but it did. That was by no means a mere luck. It was rather the result of a great effort being made at all levels, and I'm sure that working together for a solution that is based on justice and achieving a permanent and comprehensive peace will create a bright era for this entire region. This has been the case in the Egyptian-Israeli peace, and thus it would be everywhere, in past, present, and future. I would like to conclude by expressing my respect for Professor Shimon Shamir, who has served before as ambassador of Israel to both Egypt and Jordan. I took note that he has smartly titled his last book An Olive Leaf, recalling the Bible story of the dove Noah sent from the ark and returned with an olive leaf plucked off as a signal of a new era of peace and tranquility. Nothing could be more true Our peace is just like a leaf of a tree that needs to be taken care of to grow and flourish. I hope that we will remain good farmers. Thank you very much.